This loser's life is in serious trouble. We have John Bravo breaking down the rise of Clavicular, the internet's most infamous Looksmaxxer and black pill creator.
Start taking NT2. What's NT2?
Tan2, it gets you really tan. It's a peptide.
It's like a supplement?
You gotta inject it.
He said that he injects melanotan, which makes you tanner. It changes your skin color.
Like a tan?
Yeah.
Bro, that's crazy. No way you're doing that.
So here at Third Eye Global, we have been clocking the Looksmaxxing movement for years now. It started with mewing, and it has evolved into some hoe-scaring tactics to try to look as Chad as humanly possible.
How many do you inject yourself with?
Probably like 3 per day.
Wow, like what?
Testosterone, HGH.
So we got another new asshole to talk about today. This new kid on the block, he calls himself Curvicular. And I'm thinking, what kind of fucking name is that? It sounds like a science project. But when I tell you what this ass...
That's because he's talking about the clavicles, and he likes to frame mog, meaning it's important to have wide shoulders, essentially.
...asshole's doing to himself, you're gonna think the same thing. Now there's a new trend that's going viral with the young kids on the internet right now, and it's called Looksmaxxing, where these assholes try to improve their looks through dangerous ways like drugs, surgeries, experiments, even makeup, women's makeup, and all of this to make themselves better looking to pick up women. I'm not fucking kidding you. And this kid Curvicular, he's the king of it.
See, this behavior is inherently feminine, but they justify it by saying that they mog you into oblivion, so it doesn't even matter, because it works.
Tired of being invisible to women, tired of getting rejected, and tired of watching...
So they pull every single stop and hyper-optimize with peptide protocols, steroids, HGH, makeup, and various other drugs.
Other guys who won the genetic lottery take what's yours, then pay attention. Because what I'm about to show you will completely transform your face and physique in ways that you didn't even think were possible.
And he's even teaching other kids by selling programs how to do this shit to themselves too. Wait until I show you this shit and what this asshole's doing.
Was there a specific moment that you remember?
Dude is 6'2" and plans on going overseas for a leg lengthening surgery to gain another 2 inches on his height. I think that's rage bait.
Where you were like, yeah, I'm just gonna hop on testosterone, like when you're 14.
Just really taking a look at, what was possible and in terms of time frame. I wanted to get to my goals as quickly as possible, right? Because I always thought the idea of, telling people you work out and talking about all this stuff.
Now, I know how serious he is about all of this, but I think there's a few, I don't want to call them jokes, but almost booby traps that just get clipped and then make him even more famous, like the limb lengthening, the jaw surgery.
But you're not big to be just kind of ridiculous. It's like, dude, what are you actually getting after? So I was like, I'm gonna get my physique going as quickly as possible. I do not care about side effects. I don't care about any implications of, oh, this guy's using drugs. Like, none of that shit really fazed me. So I just wanted to, get to my goals as efficiently as possible.
So all of a sudden, I see this kid popping up everywhere. I didn't know who he was a month ago. Most of us didn't, right? But now you see him everywhere. And you see him on the biggest streams in the world with Aiden Ross, Neon, that little bitch, Jack the Shithead Epstein, Sneeko, fitness influencers like Alex Eubank and many more. This kid is everywhere. So
TRT.
I'm thinking to myself, what did this asshole do to join that club and get a head start with that crazy clout? And then I was thinking, I was like, you know what? I don't want to know whose dicks he's sucking for that clout, but he's doing something. Then I said, you know what? Let me take a look and see what's so special about this asshole. And I found a lot of shit. So when I first saw this kid, I was surprised to find out he was only 19 years old.
Yeah, he's been on testosterone since he was 14.
Because he looks older, good-looking kid, but doesn't look 19. And then he spits out of his mouth that he's been taking steroids. since 14 years old. And we know how much that shit can age you.
And I came to a logical decision that there's a cheat code. And then I come across on forums and Reddit, here's a drug that you can take to enhance your progress by such an incredible margin. Of course I'm gonna fucking do that.
But the best part of that, he doesn't even like working out. He thinks you can just take that shit and it's gonna do something.
You think the journey is being in a sweaty ass gym, okay, full of a bunch of fucking gym cells and disgusting sweaty beasts.
Gym cells. He actually doesn't like working out, from what I understand. He likes the results, but not the journey. See, everything about Clavicular is min-maxed. He treats life like an RPG. Instant gratification always wins in his head. That's not how we run shit here at Third Eye Global.
Okay, that's the journey, okay? So if that's what you want, have the fuck at it. Go do your fucking journey, my G. But goddamn, I'm trying to spend as little time in that fucking shithole as possible. I hate the gym, okay? Quite frankly. Or wait, no, do you like the gym, sir?
No. Dude, if you like it after like the first year and a half, like there's something wrong with you.
Yeah, it's fun at first, like just getting the pump, but then it gets like, okay, that's like going on a fucking roller coaster 100 times in a row.
I understand the sentiment. I've definitely fell out of love with the gym as a third place, but the idea of training has evolved for me, so I changed it up. I challenged myself in other ways, and that never gets old.
Oh, like what the fuck are we talking about? Of course it's gonna get boring. So I like to just get in and out of there. The journey, shut the fuck up, man. Don't even try me with that bullshit. Please.
And the same thing goes.
So a part of the black pill is this inherent nihilism, right? We talk about the red pill, the blue pill, the black pill, the white pill. Black pill on social media means looksmaxxing. Black pill in other contexts means lack of meaning. But they do share the same theme. They think the meaning of life is to win via looksmaxxing and being as good looking as possible so that opportunities fall onto your lap, which is a very skewed vision of what life should be about. Like I said, with all the pills, the dose is the poison. Are there some realities to good-looking people having more opportunities? Sure. But this misplaced autism over it is retarded.
Lean. He wants to lose weight because he wants people to see his cheekbones, right? So you know what he does? He doesn't do normal things like go on a diet. No. He's on fucking I ain't kidding you. What does he think he is? Walter White from Breaking Bad? That shit's not good for you.
I use crystal amphetamine as a stimulant. And
now, this is another booby trap. From what I understand, what I've reviewed on X, it is a pharmaceutical grade of methamphetamine that is prescribed by a doctor. It's hard to get, and it's akin to Adderall. It's similar. It's not smoking it out of a crack pipe, from what I understand, like Walter White style.
To lean max, right? It's very suppressant of your appetite. It's a very long.
It's not Adderall. He snorts it. Well, you can snort Adderall too.
Long-acting stimulant. So this is something that I've started using in place of Adderall, right? Because Adderall is 75% dextroamphetamine and 25% levoamphetamine. So the levoamphetamine, I really didn't like it. It's too much of a physical CNS stimulant. So if you're trying to work, it just can be too much, too jittery. Whereas, the is a little bit better in terms of its dopamine release, just being targeted for the brain. It's much more mild than Adderall, actually. And, it works a little better for me. And I use it to lean max, right? So I'm pretty much using for hollow cheeks.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where we're at in terms of looksmaxxing.
And let me tell you what's going to happen.
I'm not justifying this behavior in any stretch of the means here. It's just, I think the word meth sends off alarm bells. You're thinking of like a trailer park crackhead, when in reality, that's not really the caliber of substance. He's relying on the suffix phetamine because it's an amphetamine.
I hope you listen to what I'm saying.
Yeah, he's not going out here stealing catalytic converters. I'm just trying to provide as much context as humanly possible here.
Keep on doing that, Chris. Shit, right? When I was in Arizona, there was a town called Apache Junction, right? And everybody there who lived there, they knew. You go to Apache Junction, you're gonna see all these tweakers running around with no teeth, cuts all over them.
I didn't know Looksmaxxers were actually real and not just the memes. Well, clavicular or clav is the first mainstream Looksmaxxer who has fully internalized all the forums and has weaponized it to launch a career. Other people have tried, but he checks all the boxes. And regardless of what you think of the space, it is a niche, and he has positioned himself as an authority within that niche. Therefore, that's why he's successful right now.
Fucked up.
Because you have actual nematodes, incels, freakazoids who look up to him and think that they can ascend like him. And it's inherently dangerous, and they start blasting drugs, and then they lose touch with reality, and they think that life is this one big game. Meanwhile, everything that they're doing is fake and gay.
Walking around like the hills have eyes. You guys remember that movie? Well, you keep this shit up, that's gonna be you next in the part 2 of The Hills Have Eyes.
I haven't seen you for a little bit. What do you have for pre-workout?
Just a little bit of, Kickstarter, if you know what I mean,
No, bro, you're not serious.
Yeah,
You use that for pre-workout?
yeah.
And how does that feel?
Dude, honestly, it feels amazing. It's a little bit vasoconstrictive, but if I really want to fucking dial in and work out, it's an absolute go-to.
I will tell you guys the real truth. I don't know if I'm being a fucking snitch. I've never seen someone ever in real life. I literally witnessed Clav. Literally. Witnessed it. And I didn't know how to feel.
Where is he?
Clav, who's ruining America?
Mostly Mexicans. Mexicans,
Tight!
black people.
What the hell you saying? No, you saying the wrong, bro.
It's mostly, it is like a lot of black people are running.
But that's not all this asshole's doing. He's taking all kinds of things. Peptides, one of them, melanotan, and he posts this picture up, and I'm looking at it, and I'm like, why does this asshole want to look like one of those annoying pieces of shit?
Because he wants to tan max. You see, once you take the black pill, maxing every single facet of your life, you just become, I don't even know what you call it. Like, what the? Seems like he might just be autistic. He talks about it. I think he at least alludes to the idea that he's slightly on the spectrum.
The call centers that annoys the hell out of us. That shit don't look good. But then he takes it to another level. You guys know, when you do movies or you do shows or you're on TV, they put sometimes makeup on you so the bright lights, doesn't make your skin look so bad. But this kid ain't doing that. He's putting on women's makeup. I'm talking eyeliner, contouring the face, right?
Yeah, holy striking, bro.
Plus 0.5 PSL from the eyelash curling on this, bro. Holy shit. Mogs.
Holy fuck. That's actually fucking...
Are we going to name that watch? I'm pretty sure that's a rose gold AP Royal Oak, which is $50,000 to $100,000. He makes hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars a year selling ascension courses on how to Looksmaxx like him.
Mog. Wait, maybe even a little more.
Looking at himself in the mirror and he's saying, Mog, I don't know what kind of fucking word is that. And then he takes this curling thing. I didn't even know this thing existed, where they take a piece of metal, they
That's a Sharmuta tool.
put it on your eyelashes to curl them. What is this asshole doing? He even gets
He
his
didn't realize Zoolander was a comedy.
poor friends involved and gets them to
You guys need to understand that there are dozens of these influencers who take this shit seriously. They're a different breed.
do this shit with him. You know what that reminds
They're just not going to make it.
me of? When you're going out with some sharmutas to a bar or to a restaurant.
That picture with his grandma went hard as fuck, though. Yeah. I'll give him that. He can be funny. I think that's why he's popular. He has charisma.
And they gotta go with their sharmuta friend into the bathroom together.
See if I can find it. Yeah. Looksmaxxing advice. Looking for advice, 19 male, and then his grandma's taking the picture in the mirror. That's pretty funny.
To look at themselves in the mirror, paint themselves up with new makeup and fix themselves. That's what these kids look like they're doing. What's wrong with this generation? He even takes that little bitch Neon, right? He takes him to the woman.
Looksmaxxing is essentially a culmination of red pill ideology, early 2000s PUA forum culture mixed with bodybuilding.com. If you understand those references and the aesthetics that come with them, it should make perfect sense as to what they believe.
Store where they sell all the makeups, and they go looking around, they collect some shit, they go in the street, he starts putting it on him, and I'm thinking in my head, why do you want to make this kid look like even a bigger bitch than he does? That kid's already a woman.
I need to find a worker to help us find it.
They don't want to help us, bro.
Yeah, bro. What the? I'm sure.
Is it because I'm Indian?
Yeah, I think so. Could be. What we're gonna do?
Yeah.
Is we're gonna lighten the skin tone a little bit.
Okay.
Even everything out.
Okay.
And you're gonna look a lot better. That's enough.
How much would I do?
All right, just rub it all over your face, and then blend it into the side of your jaw, your neck, everywhere.
You see a difference?
Just keep.
That's a Sephora. For sure. Clocked it right away.
Everything. Yeah, you really gotta rub that in.
Good?
Yeah, that's.
Yeah, how do I look, chat?
And look what he's doing to this poor kid. Painting his face like a sharmuta. Leave this asshole alone.
No worries.
All right, well, let me see. Yo, that's fire.
Now this is the most fucked up part.
As much as I disagree with the makeup usage, let's not pretend that professional productions don't have a full hair and makeup team, making everyone prim and proper and as beautiful as possible for both men and women on news stations, weather, movies, TV shows. It is odd where some people draw the line.
See this picture and you see that lump on his face, on his cheekbone?
They have to for lighting up faces. They really don't have to. They just do it for aesthetic purposes so that they look the best.
Sitting there, punching his face like an asshole to bruise it because he thinks it's going to give him higher cheekbones, this idiot. But all this shit he's doing, right? Well, I guess it didn't make him good looking enough. So now he wants to turn to dangerous surgeries.
So this is bone smashing. We've talked about it before. He fractures his face. Now, I don't know if he actually does this. I think he does. Once again, this could be something that has went viral and he's just clung onto as a sort of brand identity. But essentially, he believes in Wolf's Law, which is that these bones will grow back stronger and more pronounced after breaking them.
Talking about going to Turkey to get double jaw surgery and implants in his face because he thinks it's gonna make him even better looking, and he doesn't realize the fucking risk of what surgeries can actually do to you.
Yeah, so I'm actually getting surgery myself quite soon, within the next few weeks.
On what?
On my jaw.
No. What?
Yeah.
It's a great job.
Yeah, wait, what the fuck are you talking about, dude? You have a nice face.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Well, it's about to get even better.
No. You're getting surgery, dude?
You guys sound like my mom right now with this.
I don't think he's actually doing that. And if he is, then there's no redeeming him.
Going to be in your face.
Everywhere. So I'm getting titanium implants done essentially everywhere on my face.
Wow.
And there's going to be an osteotomy in my mid-mandible called a BSSO. It's going to be advanced forward. Along with my upper jaw, they're going to do a incision right here and then advance the upper jaw.
What's it going to run you?
35.
You sure you want to do this? You're a good-looking kid.
35 grand?
Yeah.
Dude, you're handsome as fuck.
Isn't that
dude.
pretty baller though that you have like 35K in your face?
No, you
should
save it all, dude. You're
put
handsome.
35K around your neck, son.
Nah.
Get
dude.
a necklace.
Dude, you're only 19?
Yeah.
Dude, stop.
And that's not the only surgery he wants to do. This asshole, right? He's 6'2". We all would love to.
I can't tell if he's fucking with them or not. Like bringing up extreme looksmaxxing tactics and surgeries that hypothetically are possible, but he's just kind of testing the waters to see what the normies think.
6'2", right? But that's not good enough for him. He talks about going now.
Fuck it, I hope Clav maxes and goes all out. Be fucking Adam Smasher from Cyberpunk by the time you're 30.
And getting that stupid limb lengthening surgery because he wants to be 6'6". I'm thinking, you know how silly that shit is?
I'm suspending my belief because I truly don't think one would go that far. But prove me wrong, I guess. I'll eat my words if he goes through the titanium jaw implants and limb lengthening surgery. And then he'll mog me into oblivion.
He's gonna end up looking. Remember when we saw Vincent Fisher walking around like a fucking giraffe?
Women go that far? Maybe some plastic surgery and lip filler, liposuction, BBLs, titanium face implants, and limb lengthening when you're already 6'2" is the diminishing returns just makes no sense. The mental illness, sure. I just don't think he's actually going to do it. I'm calling the bluff. If we were playing a game of poker, I'm calling that bluff.
That's what this asshole's gonna end up looking like if he does this stupid shit.
Why are you spending $100,000 on surgery to go from 6'2" to 6'6"?
That is more about just presence, right? I've always valued presence super, super highly, right? You walk into a room, people notice, right? You're standing in the middle of a club, you're an outlier, right? That to me, just because people will come up to me, they'll say, oh, well, 6'2", you know, that's already very tall. But in terms of percentiles, it's only 91st percentile, right? 6'6", we get to 99th. I'm someone who wants to be the best, right? And I'm willing to do whatever it takes to get there. So that's why, you know, I'm seriously considering that limb lengthening surgery.
Now seeing this...
He's like an Olympic athlete for looksmaxxing.
is actually really sad to me. Because you see here, a good-looking kid, right? How could he be so insecure that he wants to do all these crazy things? But the worst part about it all is he has such a big following now, right? Such a big reach. Think about all the other kids that are watching him, that he's making them feel insecure about themselves. He's selling them programs so they can do these
You think that rose gold AP is going to pay for itself?
same dangerous things on themselves.
Right? So
No, you need the clavicular system.
Noticing who was going home with the pretty girls every night. And I noticed it was really about 1% to 2% of men, right? So it was people who were very tall, people who were very good looking. This is something I was noticing over my formative years when I was a teenager growing up, right? So making these observations, kind of seeing that sometimes good-looking people would be able to go up to women and start making out with them without saying anything, I kind of started to...
That's never happened. Just point at a woman, she goes absolutely feral.
Shift my worldview a little bit and realize, hey, okay, so this is like the most important metric and I have to go all in.
But when I look at this whole movement, Looksmaxxing.
He said he used to work as a nightclub bouncer in one interview, and that's how he saw all these relationships play out, but that's not real life. Sure, if you want to smurf in nightclubs and bars where the bar itself is so fucking low, and you crave human affection, attention, and attachment that much, be my guest. Yeah, if you want to prey on drunk people who have no standards themselves, have at it.
And the reasons as to why...
That's a low elo lobby. That's all I'm saying.
why kids are doing this stupid shit, right? And the whole point is to get hotter women, better women, and that's the reason.
Yeah, incels when they find out hoes exist. Like, what the fuck?
Reason why they want to improve themselves.
Yeah, it's not a normal metric to understand human relationship dynamics.
That reminds me of when I was younger. When I was in college, all right? I was nerdy. I wasn't the same guy as I am now when I look at myself, right? But during that time, I had not only the best looking girls in my life that I had, but the best girls in the inside as well. Then as I got older, right, I improved. I started working out. My appearance improved. I got the worst girls in my life and the girls that wanted me for the wrong reasons. So when I look back at myself in college and ask myself, when I was nerdy, why did I find all those great women, right? The best women.
If you're a man of high agency, the most important things, having a vision for the future, working towards that goal relentlessly, charisma, and kindness. Can't lose. with those three?
In my life, it was because I was still the same me. I still had the
and
same.
Kindness doesn't mean being a fucking simp. No, I mean actual kindness. Being a kind person. Miss me with that assholes get all the girls. It's not what I'm talking about here.
Personality. I was still the same John, right? And I knew how to take care of girls how a man should. I never changed the person inside. So even though over the years my appearance changed, I was the same guy back then. And that's
because the second you start obsessing over getting a partner, getting a girl, sleeping with women, that should be a consequence of how you're moving, not the end goal. Because then your perception is skewed. You're chasing, not being chased. You're living in desperation, not abundance. You're only getting this insight here at Third Eye Global. Kick.com/Philion, X.com/Philion, YouTube.com/Philion.
all I needed to get the best woman in my life. So saying that, when I take a look around.
But the problem is, they're not interested in actually getting women. They want attention. They want to be lusted after. They want to be the prize.
And I see, some of the guys that have the best girls.
Which, honestly, is female-coded. They want to impress the boys.
Only the hottest, but the best.
And all of that is summed up by validation.
Ones, they're not these fucking looks-maxing guys or these 10 out of 10 men. No, they're just regular guys that know how to be a man, know how to treat a woman, and have a great personality. So all this shit that you guys are doing, because we don't even know the long-lasting effects of all this shit you're doing, right? It's all a fucking waste if all it is that you want to get better woman, because that shit isn't needed in the end.
To them, looksmaxing allows them to get the women, get their money up, and get the validation from the other boys. So for them, it's a win-win-win situation. But to a normal person, it's psychopathy.